My name is Grant Sharkey. I play bass, and I've just started a nation to save the planet.
Oh, thanks for coming, guys. Thanks so much for coming. That's really cool. I know it looks like a press conference. It sort of is. In about 5 songs' time, I'm going to become a citizen of a brand new nation. And then I'm going to ask you to become a citizen of that nation as well. The nation is called Ignoramus. I will be an ignoramus, and you will be ignoramuses as well. If you want to, okay? The reason why it's called Ignoramus is Ignoramus stands for we don't know. It's Latin for we don't know. And the idea of it basically is we have nations at the moment that are based on this whole idea that they do know. And it's not working. So I thought, let's start another one.
Can music change or even save the planet? Yeah, absolutely. Music is always trying to sort of highlight this problem we have. Guys like One Direction, they're always showing us that if we choose one path, there will be abysmal consequences. There's a 32-year-old Christian woman called Nicki Minaj, who in her song Anaconda is telling us basically, is money worth such violations? And then obviously everyone remembers Mumford & Sons and when they marched on Parliament with a million people, claiming that folk music and the sterilisation of folk music, a genre born out of oppression and the struggle for social justice, ends today with them.
All of us, and we all sort of know this subconsciously, in the next sort of 50 years, we're heading towards a moment. And that moment, everything will change. And we basically have 2 choices. We can choose to do nothing about it, and everything will change. Or we can choose to do something about it, and everything will change. So which one do you want to be on the side of, basically? Do you want to be in control of this, or do you want to be maybe just a bystander? That's what this whole nation is about. That moment is based upon a few things that are all colliding at the moment. We live on a planet, and it's changing. So this is the first song about that. It's called "The Power of Fuck." 200 years ago, in 1800, the human population of the Earth was 1 billion people. Not bad. In 1927, the population doubled to 2 billion people. Still not bad. In 1959, 3 billion people. In 1974, 4 billion people. In 1987, 5 billion people. In 1999, 6 billion people. In 2011, we hit 7 billion people. That's a lot of people. And in the thankfully short-lived words of Bill Hicks, somebody's been a fucking, oh. Somebody's been a fucking. Now there's people everywhere. It's human nature, sexy behavior. Pop, pop, here comes another one. All the men and ladies are making loads of babies. It's where every single one of us comes from. It's where every single one of us comes from. Nobody is a dying quite as young as they used to do. Nobody is a dying. There's still people everywhere. Delayed finality, lower mortality rates. Living longer, that can only be great. Wisdom and experience can only lead to brilliance, which we can use to solve the problem of space. And where to find the food to stuff into our faces. People on the right, fuck the people on the left. people on the left fuck the people on the right. The people in the middle get fucked in between. It's pretty clear. It's pretty clear to see all of this will lead to 7 billion fuckers sitting on a wall. 7 billion fuckers sitting on a wall. And if 7 billion fuckers should fuck the fucking wall, we'll be fucked. Everybody's been a pumping all their carbon in the air. Everybody's been a dumping all their wars around here. Sorry, I just here. We got one planet and we're gonna fuck it up. Let's sort it out before it ends in tears. Now we're all connected, everyone's affected. Now we're driving, it's time to change gears. 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 Everybody's been a fucking, oh. Everybody's been a fucking. Now there's people everywhere. Now I have a fourth wall problem, audience. I have a fourth wall problem, which is, obviously I fucked that up a little bit halfway through. Shall I leave it in? Or shall I try it again?
No, imperfections.
Leave it? Leave it. This song, okay, I'm slightly worried, okay, because I've to do that song, I had to research a load of websites about sort of population matters and stuff like that. And frankly, they're scary people, okay? They're quite up for a cull. Okay, and that's not what that song's about, okay? I'm trying to write that song as if to say, can we feed all these people that are coming to the planet? And the answer is yes. There's enough energy that falls onto the planet every day, literally every day. Sunlight is full of energy. We can use it. So I just, basically, I don't want that to happen. The reason for this nation is to keep everyone alive. Thanks. Yeah, that's quite honourable. Yeah, cheers.
Justin Bieber has actually turned his incredible mind towards the problem, and he's actually highlighted quite a lot of it on his new song and album called Hot Lamps. This is one of the or some of the lyrics from Hot Lamps. He says, "Our survival instincts have kept our species alive for 200,000 years. Things like fear, reproduction, and providing for our families. Girl. Human civilizations emerged 10,000 years ago. Over that time, we've swung a wrecking ball through the Earth's biosphere, baby. There is less than half the total number of species on Earth since we started. We've cut down half of the Earth's trees. Make love to me. Less than a quarter of the planet's surface remains untouched. We've exterminated vast swathes of ocean biodiversity by overfishing, while pollution entering the sea caused dead zones tens of thousands of miles in size. Girl, baby, don't play. We've put into the atmosphere over 500 billion tons of carbon dioxide, which is half the amount that would produce dangerous, probably irreversible climate change. This year we will emit more than the last. Next year we will emit more than this. Oh, whoa, girl, make love to me. Our impacts grow along with our economies. Growth in our economies seems to be the only measure of success, the only thing worth promoting, the only thing humans create that has value. Baby. Thank you, Justin.
This song's about the guy who invented money and his transition into a prick. I am man. I stand before you, the pinnacle of evolution. It took 200,000 years to perfect me. I am strong. I could defend you, defy me. I will destroy you. Remember, compromise is the art of getting what you don't want. Ra, sha, us. Ra, sha, us. Yeah. Ra, sha, us. Ra, sha, us. I'm an animal. I'm an animal. Sexy. Hey girl, I've killed some dinner. Make a fire and cook my dinner in my cave. We'll make a love that's oh so sweet under stars. We'll have so many questions. Naturally, we live in harmony. Rightly, we only kill the things we need. I am one with everything around me. No, I am one with everything that's around me. Ra, sha, us. Ra, sha, us. Ra, sha, us. Ra, sha, us. Kicking back, I decide to dig a hole, rummaging for stuff to eat amongst the soil. What's this? A rock of shiny, shining rock. Oh my, I really feel like I'm in love. Fuck you, you can't have my shiny thing. Fuck you, you can't have my shiny, shiny thing. Ra, sha, sha, us. I'm an animal. Everybody, I'm an animal. Sounds like a church. Which is not that far away. Okay, just the girls. I'm an animal. Just the guys. I'm an animal. That's why we're the providers. Just the girls, second chance. With harmonies. Nice. Now I'm king. Yeah. I have the shiny thing. My people sing. Oh, praise this shiny thing. They will do anything I ask for a piece of my shiny thing. Take a stick and draw a circle in the sand. Take a stick and defend my sacred land. I am God of everything around me. Now I own everything that's around me. Ra, sha, us. Yeah. Ra, sha, us. With guts. Ra, sha, us. With really high voices. Us. I'm an animal. I stand before you, the pinnacle of evolution. It took 200,000 years to make the Tories. I promised myself.
all societies have leaders, and all leaders are essentially scared of losing power. So to keep that power, they tend to align themselves with fictional, all-knowing voices, magical voices. It's not a very well thought out structure. It can be destroyed with just a few questions, and if you follow the answers that those questions lead you to.
If I'm employing these people and I'm not getting it, can I sack them? If I'm renting Trident missiles off the Americans, why can't I touch it? Why can't I just go there and sit on it for a bit? Why can't I paint it? Why can't I just put a bench next to it, a little memorial bench to say, this is my Trident missile. I hope it never gets used, but at the same time, fucking mine. Why can't I just go and be with it? Just hold it.
Human beings have always looked to this voice, and the voice used to come from gods, deities, spirits, rituals, and gods come and go, but the voice remains the same. It tells you who's in charge, it tells you who to obey, what's right and what's wrong. Now that voice today, because gods can't really exist in this world of connectivity, that voice now comes from a thing called the media, and it comes from our culture. And if this culture is controlled in any way, it will tell you who's in charge of your life, who's going to come and save you when things go wrong. It's going to make promises it can't keep. The truth is, right now, if you close your eyes right now and just listen, you can't hear who's in charge. So when do we relinquish our lives? At what point do we do that?
This is my bibliography here, by the way. These are all the books I've read this year. They all inform this particular album. George Saunders, right in the middle there, he wrote a book called The Brain Dead Megaphone. So that's what he calls the media. Essentially, if there's a party and this guy walks in going, "Hey!" like that, everyone in the room can't talk to each other, and then they start going, and it's kind of odd. He calls it The Brain Dead Megaphone. I've called it Uncle Twinkle Fingers. I've never played this song live before. In fact, I don't think I've played it all the way through before. No one likes it. No one has an Uncle Twinkle Fingers at home. So I'm going to try and make you shout it out as much as possible. So when I say, who's your best friend, you shout out Uncle Twinkle Fingers like you really love him. I'm so sorry. Let's practice. Who's your best friend? Uncle Twinkle Fingers. Who's your best friend? Uncle Twinkle Fingers. So sorry. If you could dribble whilst doing it. Okay, here we go. Uncle Twinkle Fingers. So sorry. When we are kiddies, he sneaks into our heads. Uncle Twinkle Fingers slides into our beds. He's got a big tongue. He licks around our mouths and he gets angry if we should make a sound. Sorry. I'm sorry. It's just the way the world is. Don't blame me. Blame a guy called Rupert. It might be slanderous, but not in Ignoramus. I'm covered by the law. I'm sorry. He whispers, it's our little secret. He repeats it until we believe it. Uncle Twinkle Fingers gets on top. Uncle Twinkle Fingers says he'll never stop. You're gonna get the best toys this Christmas. If you don't, your parents don't love you. More expensive, the more impressive. If you don't, your parents don't love you. Who's your best friend?
Uncle Twinkle Fingers.
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 This is horrible. As we get older, he steps it up a gear. Uncle Twinkle Fingers introduces us to fear. Dressed as a clown, he points out the strangers who will kill us and change us and rape us. He's got a long list of boogeymen's names. He takes a twinkle finger, rubs it in our brains until we quiver and shiver in our beds, having nightmares about those folk that swan us dead. Hang on, I gotta read that one right. I like to watch you whilst you are sleeping. I like the taste of your sweat. Standing over you in the darkness and watch your pillow get wet. Who's your best friend? Who's your best friend? Who's your best friend? We got Uncle Twinkle Fingers! Who's your best friend?
Uncle Twinkle Fingers.
Don't struggle. You can't deny me. Don't struggle. You can't defy me. I love you. You can't avoid me. I love you. You can't destroy me. Who's your best friend?
Uncle Twinkle Fingers.
Who's your best friend?
Uncle Twinkle Fingers.
Who's got the magic in his fingers?
Uncle Twinkle Fingers.
Who's your best friend?
Uncle Twinkle Fingers.
Oh, God. And now we love him. We don't notice him at all. Uncle Twinkle Fingers has become the norm. He's our leader, and we are the led. He's our feeder, and we are the fed. Oh God. He's got a big TV over which we are bent. He clicks a twinkle finger, in walk his friends, and it's a free-for-all. Like a play park made of meat. Fingers in every hole, twinkle in the deep. One motive, one goal, one uncle, no soul. One world, one vision, one Uncle Twinkle Fingers. Who's your best friend?
Uncle Twinkle Fingers.
Who's your best friend? Uncle Twinkle Fingers. Who's your best friend? Uncle Twinkle Fingers. Uncle Brett's your best friend. Uncle Twinkle Fingers.
Historically, all changes in civilization have come from the regular people just turning their backs on what was normal the day before.
This is normal. Everything in your papers, on your television is basically saying this is normal. It's normal to have cars, it's normal to have planes, it's normal to have roads everywhere, it's normal to tarmac most of the planet. It's normal to eat all the fish. It's normal to bottle up water in the middle of Africa and then ship it halfway across the world so that the people in Africa don't have the water, but the people in Panama have the Coke. It's completely normal to value mothers for about 6 months until they have to go back to work. It's completely normal to just have all your clothes flown over from China. It's completely normal to treat precious metals as if they're more valuable than friendships. It's completely normal to fear your strangers, fear your neighbors, fear everyone. Everything's normal now. Everything we're doing right now, everything is normal to be able to record a gig and broadcast it around the world. And it's normal to not care about where we're going. It's normal just to keep eating, keep consuming. It's normal to have adverts that talk to us like children's television shows and then tell us to sue our bosses. And it makes me really fucking angry, actually, because the world is quite simple. We need some food, we need some heat, we need some shelter, we need to look after the place. So how about we start a new normal?
Ignoramus is simply a matter of energy conversion. If you could take every side that was said at a screen as they read a news story that they didn't like and turned it towards a wind farm, you'd power the world. So let's do that. Let's take this energy we have throwing at the big all-powerful voice and turn it into something else. Let's turn it into food and energy and communities instead.
Everyone might notice that I'm looking fucking hot. This is a T-shirt from Grubs Burgers. When I go to Brighton, I always eat a Grubs burger. That's the rule. And for £6.50, I bought this T-shirt and I supported a local business. It was also made in Taiwan or something. But for £6.50, that was pretty good. And so I bought this T-shirt, and despite eating a burger, I bought a large. And for those of you that might have known me sort of 3-4 years ago, I was about 19 stone, 20 stone, something like that. I was huge, absolutely huge. I owned a bookshop. And I sat there all day reading books, and people would come in most of the day with cake. And I would just eat it because that's the way cake is, isn't it? Just the way cake goes. Cake doesn't have my cigarettes tell me they're going to kill me. My cake doesn't say anything. And obviously it was in this lovely place called Hythe as well, where there's people with ducks, so they're making cakes with duck eggs, which are better cakes than every other cake in the world. So I was eating all this cake and I was reading all these books, and I wasn't moving around very much because it's a bookshop. What do? You don't really break a sweat very often in a bookshop. So I had to close that bookshop, and I looked at myself and realized I was pretty fat, and this is the story of that. Once upon a time, I ate so much crap. I went from being pudgy and cuddly to morbidly obese. I was fat. It took a moment of focus to see my eating was unconscious, and I needed to act. So I watched what I ate. I played squash every day. I burned more energy than I could put in. I started to lose weight. I started to feel great. It was nice to see my penis again. Now we talk every day and say, hey. Our minds are fat with twinkle fingers doings, and we need to basically say no. We need to lose weight. We need to get rid of this stuff. If you've got a cold, do you die from not being able to breathe, or do you start sneezing and blowing your nose and doing head steams and stuff like that? Or if a shark's attacking you, do you try and smack it in the face a few times and get back to the shore, or do you just go, fair play? So if people are coming for us to try and make us into these horrible, horrible consumers, just these people that are just getting fat off our culture, are we going to survive, or are we just going to let it happen?
Will they make Ignoramus illegal? We don't know. The truth is, I'm not entirely sure we have any other options right now.
So this is a global nation of good people saving the world registration form. Where is Ignoramus? It's everywhere, the whole planet, no borders. Okay, we up for that? Yes. Okay, so at least we know where we are. GPS will become irrelevant. Okay, what is Ignoramus? In the face of a potential global civilization collapse, population growth, biosphere destruction, and climate change, it's a chance to make a better world with solidarity, smartness, empathy, and non-violence. I'm making a big stress on non-violence on that one. Sorry, it's mine. The alternative is to wait for our governments to legislate for this. I personally haven't got the time to wait. I don't know about you. So that's what that one's for. Ignoramus is permission to get on with the job in hand, generate local clean energy, build stronger communities to deal with what's coming, look after each other to avoid dying with regret. Yeah? Ignoramus is an open source it's an open source civilization with no borders and a few rules. Open source is quite cool. I don't know if you know about like the open source software stuff, but basically it just means if you've got something to add to it, do it. Make it better. Ignoramus is a non-violent community of future-minded people. We down with that? Okay, cool. Okay, Ignoramus is also a big joke to play on small minds. Yeah, that's part of the fun. Okay, who can be an ignoramus? Absolutely everyone, it says. Being an ignoramus is a parallel citizenship. You don't have to leave your current country of residence. You won't have to change your language, your faith, your gender, your sexuality, or your profession. The only thing we ask for is absolute equality. It's an ignoramus mind. It's an ignoramus's mind that matters, no buts. Okay, so can we get down with that? Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. Okay. How can you become an ignoramus? From previous experience, you can join any nation at birth by simply putting your name on a piece of paper, and then you start to believe in that nation. Why break it if it ain't broken? So that's that. Are there ignoramus taxes? No. There's no taxes. Local funds for local projects. You may be asked to chip in, but it's not mandatory. You certainly won't be made a criminal for not chipping in. Okay. Will there be an ignoramus military? Nope. Ignoramus is non-violent unless aliens come to threaten the planet once we've worked so hard to avoid disaster. We have a lot of people to feed. We can do this without guns and bombs. Okay. You're so enthusiastic. It's amazing. Okay. Are there any rules? Yes. Okay, but they're also a mnemonic of ignoramus. So I is interact with each other. Grow food, life. Non-violence, I just make that. I'm just going to say non-violence as many times as I can because basically what I'm advocating is anarchy, but I'm trying to do civilized anarchy. Yeah, I actually don't want any fucking blood on my hands. I don't want any blood on your hands. I don't want any blood. Okay, I just want this to be us getting on and having a good time and maybe making the world a better place. Okay, so the next thing for O is organize. Groups of 200, this is the sort of idea I've had. If we really only know 200 people. We can have as many Facebook friends as we like, but we really only know 200 people. So let's sort out a few groups of 200. Meeting, talking positively, and most importantly, doing. That's probably the big thing. Okay, respect. That's it. Respect. Accept limitations. Cause a little mischief. That's the M. Cause a little mischief. Promote understanding, enjoy simplicity. Why ignoramus? In Latin, ignoramus means we don't know. As a species, we're about to face a moment that we cannot avoid. If we choose doing nothing, everything will change. If we choose doing something, everything will change. We have about 50 to 100 years to sort this out. Not long. It's that much toilet roll. Okay. We will need more toilet roll than that. But we also need a way of incinerating it rather than throwing it into the water system. Sorry. Okay. Are there any assumptions we should hold dear in our lives to make this work? Yes. Okay, these are the only three rules that I won on May the 8th when the Tories got back in with the majority. These are the three things I wrote down as part of my new nation, which was this. We are all alive on one planet that sustains us. We are all moving forward in time. We will all die. If there's a reason to get behind this, that's it. Okay, so, right, I need a pen. Anyone got a pen? No. I'm going to join. I'm going to do it. Ah, there we go. Journalists have got pens. There we go. Thanks very much. You can throw it. It's fine. Okay, so name is Grant Sharkey. My name is Grant Sharkey. The reason why I want people's names on these forms, and like I say, you don't have to send them anywhere. It's official once you've filled it in and signed it. But the reason why I want names on there is because anonymous is a great idea, but let's own it. Sorry, they're not going to build statues of us, so they don't know our names. Right. Date of birth, 23rd of November, 1977. Code name. Oh. Ignoramus 1.
Butterfingers one.
Ignoramus 1, email address, info@grantsharkey.com. You're mentioning Sharkey and George, for fuck's sake, come on. Let's grow up. Okay. Geographical country is, I'm just gonna say United Kingdom. I don't go for being British or English or whatever. Okay, I can't do that bit. First task as an ignoramus. I'm going to release an album next May called 740 Hot Lamps, which will be about climate change. And then 840, we've already decided, is going to be about education. We're basically going to write a whole album that will educate all children ever. Why not? It'll basically just start with, we don't know what's going on. But this is what we think. Okay, right, I understand. I undersigned. I wrote this and I still can't read it. I undersigned, don't want to hurt the planet, the biosphere, other people, or the future of the species. Yep, and it's the 10th of the 10th, 15. Right, it's done. Okay, so I'm number one. We need about 40,000 to rival Liechtenstein. And then I want to get in the UN. I want to play the UN. That'd be quite nice. So if we can do that, that would be quite nice. There's also if we can get enough people before December, there's a big meeting in Paris about climate change, and we'd quite like to be involved with that. So I'm not the leader of this, by the way. Okay, there is no leader for this. I'm just starting it. I'm throwing it out there. This is just permission to go. Become an ignoramus. Work out, go and talk to your neighbour if you don't know your neighbour. Or if you do know your neighbour, talk to your neighbour about what you're going to do. If your neighbour doesn't like you, okay, well, change. You should change. So we're going to sign up people to being an ignoramus at the end, and we might film you doing that, if that's okay, if you'd like to become an ignoramus. Oh, yes. Yeah? Okay, you can nod as much as you like. The microphones are going to love that. It's really good. Maybe I should have warmed you up more. Okay. Can we just record some cheering just to put back into the recording later? So yeah, basically, that's it. That's what you do. Is there a theme song for Ignoramus? Yes. It's great to be free. We got a planet, it's full of people, all of us need water and food. Will we live? Are we screwed? Ignoramus, ignoramus, we don't know. The politicians and twinkle fingers will tell us what they think we will do. How do they know when we haven't been here before? Ignoramus, ignoramus. We're like a baby at the wheel of a really fast car. It might be fun for a minute, but we know we won't get very far. We're really clever, we're fucking cretins. The fact is, this planet is ours. It's time for an intervention. Ignoramus, ignoramus, we don't know what ignoramus. If you've had enough of dealing with this stuff, and you wanna act out, and you wanna act tough, what starts with I and ends with us, come on! The way I see it, we have the power to choose. If we live, if we lose, ignoramus. We should be angry, really angry, whenever we're treated like doofs by a few, greedy few. Ignoramus. On the whole, the only thing to control are our minds. We better get them back before we run out of time. And we find, no, we got a planet, it's full of people living ignoramus, we don't know. Or are you going to be a better world? Come over here, sign a piece of paper and make a better world! Thanks for coming out and listening to my ramblings. Quite honestly, I'm quite privileged in the fact that I have so much support in the community for what my brain does. I really do appreciate it, and if I can help you build a shed or anything like that, anything you need. Honestly, this is the way it works, okay? If we can trade services, let's do it, okay? If you need a windmill building or designing, I've got this idea for a free energy machine if anyone wants to come around and help me build it. I just need some pipes and a couple of bicycles. But it's... so come up here and sign some forms. We'll film you doing that, and therefore it's official. Boom. I think the catchword for this album will be irreverent. Right, here we go. Anyone want to join up? Woo! Yeah? Okay, let's sort you out. Sort out that table. This is the technical Wow, okay. I wasn't expecting that sort of take-up. I was expecting to have to go around the country.
Is the phrase all well goes to the pot?
All's well that you try hard repeatedly.
There could be some small print in there or a crack.
If you'd like to become an ignoramus, you can download the registration form from www.grantsharkey.com. If you'd like me to come and play in your town, in your locale, in your community, in your living room, in your life, get in touch.
Ignoramus theme song. Let's do some really, I don't know, is there going to be a salute for Ignoramus? Do we need a salute? I like it. Man, your military, if we had one, would look great. Attention! I think if we're going to have a salute, we should all stand like George Osborne at the last conference. Attention! Everybody stand up. Everybody stand up. Let's try this. Let's wait for Alex Dunlop. At ease. Attention! Alex, on me a sec. On me a sec. It's not too dark.
No.
Okay, on me. Can I just get this into a camera? Is that going? Yeah. We love you, George Osborne. We think you're brilliant. Good luck with the leadership. Right.